Welcome to another video. Today we have a typical perfect square type of an equation where we are told that we need to find the value of x given that x raised to 6 is equals to 3 raised to 6. So I'm going to take you through step by step up to the final solution where we're going to find the values of x. So let us straight away dive into the solution. My first step that I'm going to do, take this x raised to 6, subtract 3 raised to 6 is equals to 0. That is my first approach that I'm going to take you through. Second step, I'm going to rewrite x raised to 6 and 3 raised to 6 in terms of its squares. Like x gonna be written as 3 and then 2 is outside. This can also be written as x raised to 6 since the powers can be multiplied like that. So I'm going to separate this as this so that I get x raised to 3, outside I have squared, minus 3 raised to 3, and then outside I have squared like that. Then this equation obeys the law of a squared minus b squared, which can of course be expressed as a plus b, a minus b. So rewriting this in this particular form, I'm gonna get x cubed plus 3 cubed as my first part. The second part is going to be x cubed minus 3 cubed should be equals to 0. So I have two possible equations from this particular point. For the first case, I'm going to have x cubed plus 3 cubed should be equals to 0. And the second part, I'm going to get x cubed minus 3 cubed is equals to 0. So possibly this tells me that for this particular solution, I'm going to have two real values of x and the rest is going to be complex numbers. So let us start with the first one. If I have x cubed plus 3 cubed is equals to 0, then this obeys the expansion part as a cubed plus b cubed. This can be expanded as a plus b in bracket a squared minus ab plus of course b squared. So solving this, it goes without saying that the first part a is x plus 3, and the second part I'm going to expand this as x squared minus 3x plus of course 9, 3 squared is 9 should be equals to 0. Then the first answer is either x plus 3 is equals to 0, which of course this gives me the first actual real root as x is equals to negative 3, just taking it on the other side. And the second value, so this is x1. The second value is of x, I'm going to get it using this quadratic equation. But I know using quadratic equation, the coefficient of x squared is a is 1, b is negative 3, and c is 9. Substituting these values in my quadratic equation, which says x is equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 multiplied by a multiplied by c, everything over 2 multiplied by a. Then I'm gonna get the answer as so substituting it in the quadratic equation. Now my values of x now becomes negative of b. So of course my b is negative here, so I'm gonna have negative of negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared, that is negative 3 squared, minus 4 times a times c. C is 9. Everything over 2 times a. Let's continue solving it further. I'm going to get x is equals to negative times negative is 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared. You're going to get 9 minus 4 times 1 times 9. Of course, that is negative 36 all over 2. So this now brings x to be equals to 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 27 all over 2. While negative 27 can also be expressed as square root 9 times 3 or negative 3 times 9. So of course I can get square root of 9 as 3, and then that one I can get square root of negative 3, and of course this can be expressed as 3 multiplied by square root of 3i, complex number. So applying that, then my final solution, x2, gonna be 3 plus or minus 3 to the square root of 3i over 2. This gives me 2 roots for that particular equation, which of course the first one is a positive and the second one is a negative. The second case, case 2, I had x cubed minus 3 cubed is equals to 0. I'm also gonna try it out and see if I am able to get the other 2 values of x or 3 values of x. So it was x cubed minus 3 cubed is equals to 0. So guys, if you're still watching us, kindly remember to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, share, and turn your notifications on. So let's continue. X cubed minus 3 cubed obeys the expansion of a cubed minus b cubed. Of course, this can be expanded as a minus b, in bracket a squared plus ab plus b squared Doing that, I'm going to get x minus 3 in bracket x squared plus 3x, of course, ab, plus b squared, that is 9, is equals to 0. Either, this tells me that either x minus 3 is equals to 0, and my x now becomes positive 3 as another real root for our particular problem. So I have 2 real roots. The first one was x is equals to negative 3, and now we are getting x is equals to positive 3. And the other complex roots, we're going to take this and equate it to 0. X squared plus 3x plus 9 is equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. Of course, solving it on using quadratic formula, my value of a is 1, my value of b is 3, and my value of c is 9. You're able to see clearly the coefficients of that. Substituting that in my quadratic formula, I'm going to get x now is equals to negative of b plus or minus the square root of b squared, that is 3 squared, minus 4 times a times c, everything divided by 2a simplifying that, I'm going to get negative of 3 plus or minus, of course that is 9, 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 9, you still get negative of 27 divided by 2, which this can also be simplified in terms of its complex number, as x now becomes negative 3 plus or minus 3 root 3i divided by 2. So we have two complex roots here. We have one real root for that particular equation. So guys, you've come to the end of this particular tutorial. Kindly remember to subscribe, leave a comment. We also have a playlist, you can check them out. And then most importantly, subscribe. Goodbye, and let's meet in another video.